Hello everyone, my name is Chessy and today I will be building the kbd67 Lite and giving my thoughts on this cube. Honestly, I'm super glad that this keyboard is now here. I did not join the group buy in April, but I did buy this one from the extra sale that kbdfans was having on July 27. I did not join the group buy back in April since I wasn't looking to buy a custom mechanical keyboard during the time. So I'm super glad that I was one out of 28 people who managed to buy the pink edition of the kbd67 Lite from the website during the extra sale. Dude, it's only been 6 minutes and then the pink got sold out and I was one of them! And they only had 28 and I'm one of the 28! Oh my god! The keyboard actually arrived really fast since I bought it on July 27 and it arrived on August 4, so I only waited 1 week for it to arrive. So this is how the kbd67 Lite came. I really love all the kbdfans packaging, especially because this is my first time buying a custom keyb from them. It came in this hard case and had all the different parts inside. Wow. So with the kbd67 Lite, you get the kbdfans own PC stabs, the silicone mounts for the top case, the screws and a mini screwdriver, the case, the foam for the bottom, the polycarbonate plate with standoffs, the silicone mount, the hot swap PCB, and the coiled cable. Even if this case isn't the best quality and the zippers don't close really well, I'm super happy that it came with a keyb because I've never owned a keyboard case before, so I think this will be super useful in the future. So here's the pink case. Honestly, the camera doesn't give justice to how it looks in real life. But I really love the pink color and think it came a little bit more peachy compared to the pastel pink render. And I actually like this peachy look more since it does look a lot softer. Now it is time to build. First things first was to lube the stabs. I used Krytox 20580, which I bought from Keebzilla here in Cebu, and honestly this was the longest and hardest part for me since I really hate doing stabs. It also took me a long time to put on the silent rings, the stab foams, and the screw in the stabs since this was actually my first time using screw in stabs, and you'll see later on that I really didn't know what I was doing at all. After doing the stabs, I placed the bottom foam, which is super satisfying. And then I unscrewed the bottom part of the case so that I could put the PCB in. After mounting the PCB and the foam, you have the silicone mount next, which fits really nicely, and then the polycarbonate plate. After putting them to the side, I placed the silicone mounts that came with the keyb into the top case. Now it is time to put the top cover on, and as you can see, it's a little bit of a tight fit because of all the different layers. After screwing everything, I was now excited to put all the switches in. Yay! Oh sheesh! For this build, I used the Gateron Keyfirst cream sent to me by Drop for the plank because I really like the way the color matches the keyboard, and I just really love how smooth the switches are. Yay! Now that I was done, I was super excited to put on the keycaps, but when I put the spacebar on, it didn't work. And that's when I knew I should have checked the stabs in the very beginning. I even tried it out with another spacebar and I knew I messed up. This was when I realized that I would have to disassemble the whole board, fix the stabs, which I hate doing, and then put it back together again. And I did all of that off cam while watching Shrek 2 with my friends. So after reassembling the board and making sure that all the stabs worked, it was time for the keycaps. I'm using the DSA Astrolokeys, once again sent to me by Trop, since I really love how it fits with the color of the board. Now here is my very first reaction to the finally finished keyboard and a little sound test for all of you. Oh my god, it's so loud. So my personal take on the keyb is that I really love it, and I'm just a little bit biased because it's my second custom keyb and I'm super excited to use it as my daily driver. The switches sound great on this keyb and gives it a little bit of a deeper sound while being poppy as well. in my opinion. I also love it because it's the perfect layout for me. I'm a big fan of 65% since I cannot live without my arrow keys. One thing you have to note though when buying the keeb is that the right shift is not your typical 1.75 unit size, but I think it's like 1.5U, which honestly isn't really a big problem for me since I just covered it up with another keycap that I had. The keyboard's case is made out of ABS plastic, and for some people that might be a problem since you're paying a lot and the case isn't even metal. But personally, it's not that big of an issue for me since I move my keybs around a lot to film TikToks or typing tests, and having this keeb be light but sturdy makes my life easier overall. If you do want a metal case for the kbd67 Lite, kbdfans is actually offering an aluminum case only for the keeb on their website if you want to check it out. A little note about the case as well is that there is a gap even if you screwed both the top and bottom cases together. I checked with others who do have a kbd67 Lite and they also have the same problem where there is a little gap. So that's something you also need to consider if you do buy the keyboard. When it comes to the flex of the keyboard, I honestly don't know what flexi is supposed to mean since this is actually my first time using a gasket mounted kind of board. But based on how I type, I don't really feel the flex, and for me to see or feel the flex, I would really need to push the keyboard down in the center to see it. And I think this is because the keeb doesn't really have your traditional gasket mount, which honestly I don't really mind. The RGB of this keyboard is super bright, like super duper bright. And if you leave it on for like 5 to 10 minutes, you'll actually feel the case get kind of hot because of all the lights. Also, even if this case isn't a translucent one, you can see the RGB peek out of the case, which is kind of bothersome since I didn't expect it to do that. Maybe it has something to do with the light color of the pink case or just the material of the case overall. To set the RGB, you would actually need the VIA software, which is super easy to use, and I'm super glad that it does come with VIA since this is my first time using VIA too. Overall, I'm just super in love with this keyboard, and it cost me a lot of money, but I try not to think about that much since I'm very happy with the keyboard. I think this keyboard is great if you're looking for your first custom mechanical keyboard because there are a lot of videos out there you can reference to if you have any problems like how I did with the screw-in stabs. I can't wait to try out different switches and keycaps on the board and just generally have fun with the keeb since it is my very first custom 65%. I only got into the mechanical keyboard scene in August 2020 and honestly I never even thought of buying a custom mechanical keyboard back then. But now I have one and I'm just super grateful that I got to buy the kbd67 Lite from the extra sale. So let me know what you think about this keeb and leave a like if you liked the video. I will leave you all now with another typing test and most importantly, happy typing everyone!